Alright, I literally just got off of work. What else can I do with the rest of my time? Let's go watch a movie. I'm here at the event cinema on George Street in the VMAX room. Pretty cozy in here. I'm just here to see The Boy and the Heron. Well, let's go.
You see this world? There's more work to be done.
Well, The Boy and the Heron taught me a few things. Number one, never ask Studio Ghibli to make an Isekai. And they make terrifying birds. I have no fear of birds.
Okay, people have like mixed feelings about The Boy and the Heron, but after really processing what I had just seen and just doing my research about the topic at hand and Miyazaki, it's a brilliant film. And I say that as like someone who really looks up to Miyazaki and just respect everything that Studio Ghibli does. Just the imagination that just pours out of the studio and just the heart and the soul that Miyazaki just puts into all of his stories. Like, if you knew anything about his history and like just watched the movie, everything is just clicking in you. So it was just a wonderful experience for me. I'll try to make this a brief review. The Boy and the Heron is basically about a boy who lost his mother in a tragic bombing fire while she was staying in the hospital. His father is basically building warplanes. Miyazaki took Jiro's story personally since his own father ran his own aviation factory, which ultimately had to be used to produce more parts for Jiro's planes. Miyazaki's dad did the same thing. Go watch my Studio Ghibli ranking video. But years later, they leave Tokyo to live in just a quiet town so that his dad can produce more ships, but also just to give like a nice quiet atmosphere for his son. It is also a place where his new mother is. Like, his father just married a new woman, they're expecting a new baby, so life is just changing suddenly. Like, you lose your mom, you move away from your hometown, and now you got a new mom and a baby sibling on the way. That's life, kid. But while he's at his new estate, he comes across a very, very peculiar heron that is trying to lure him away from his family in hopes of, like, you know, just saying like, hey, you know, your mother is on the other side, come to us. And the boy is just outright pissed. Like, how dare you just speak that way about my mom? Once the heron gets him away, he's suddenly just transported into this alternate reality, like this new world where everything is just, it's random. Like, there's giant birds and there's fire magic involved. It is a strange world, and he's just got to try to find his way out. But also his stepmother was dragged into the world, so he's basically in there to try to get out, but also like, well, wait, my mom's around here somewhere, so I gotta go rescue her because the baby's due any day now. When you take a step back, ultimately this is a Studio Ghibli Isekai and Miyazaki's commentary on Isekais, which correlates with his "anime was a mistake" quote. A good chunk of Japanese civilians want an isekai to happen because their lives are so overwhelmingly stressful with the high expectations that they have towards their families and society as a whole. Everybody has a job to do, everybody has to work together, and if you can't handle it, you're basically a hikikomori, which are people that isolate themselves from society so they're not a burden. It's no wonder that a good chunk of isekai heroes are hikikomoris. This is their second chance at a better life that just makes them the protagonist with every harem waifu fawning over them. Am I wrong? Case in point, the boy is given a chance to create his own world where he can just escape from reality, because it's like, your reality involves death, war, bloodshed, cruelties. Here, anything is possible. You can have anything you want. You can create any type of world that you want. You're the god of this realm. Your spoilers can also be in this realm. I'm not going to spoil too much of this. It's just the theme of it all. I'm not going to spoil what the boy's answer is or what's involved. Because honestly, you need to experience this yourself. The boy's just like given this opportunity. But it's his answer that is just the commentary on Isekais. That's only a minor portion of it. I think that it's just like a minor commentary on Miyazaki's view on Isekais. But ultimately, the grand majority of The Boy and the Heron is Miyazaki himself. Like, The Boy's background matches Miyazaki's background of how his dad had to work for that guy who created the kamikaze planes. Just seeing that, I'm like, I see the connection. I see the connection. Ultimately, like, The Boy and the Heron is just a culmination of who Miyazaki is, with his storytelling, with his imagination, with his upraising, with his philosophies, but also making a statement of, I don't have all the answers. So The Boy and the Heron is just Miyazaki. And if you have ample amounts of respect to Miyazaki for his work, and just for him as a person, you're gonna love this film. And that's why I think some people are just at a 50-50, because they're expecting like another Totoro or another Spirited Away. Like, you don't get Miyazaki if you're on the fence with this film. Shots fired, I guess. I don't know if that's shots fired, but that's just how I feel about it. Like, if you're on the fence about it, maybe if you just like look into Miyazaki of who he is and his background and just watch the rest of his films, you get a better perspective, a better understanding of this film and why it's crazy. Miyazaki, why did you make birds scary? Cockatiels are scary now. How would I rank this film? Like, I've ranked every single film with my good buddy Phantom Strider. Seriously, go watch that video. How would I rank it? I hate ranking when I just watched the film. But at the same time, that didn't really sway my thoughts on Earwig and the Witch. That was the main reason why I wanted to do like a Studio Ghibli ranking, was to place where I would put Earwig, and it was towards the bottom. It's not the worst one. I honestly forgot the name of the worst one. It's not the Earth one. It's the one that the high school, couple, and how she's a bitch. But they get together in the end. It's like something ocean waves or something. Blue waves, I forgot. Insert title here. And anyone who says otherwise, I'd like to ask you one question. Have you even seen Ocean Waves? Robin's memories are fading, sorry. That's just... I guess that just shows how much I just hated that film. But in this case... my top 3. You heard me. It's in my top 3. What do you want from me? My number one's always Spirited Away, because that's top-notch Ghibli magic. That is just their magnum opus. Followed by Princess Mononoke, because that's the film that put them on the map as like a serious studio. And then my number 3 was Nausicaa the Valley of the Wind, which is just Miyazaki's stance on nature and how we need to respect it. But because I appreciate Miyazaki and I appreciate the message and the narrative that this film is trying to make, screw it, it's in my top 3. My top 3 favorites. So now that makes it number 1, Spirited Away, number 2, Princess Mononoke, number 3, The Boy and the Heron, number 4, Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind, and number 5, Porco Rosso. Which breaks my heart because I love having Housewarming Castle at number 5, but it is what it is. That's just how much I like The Boy and the Heron. Like, deep down, my favorite is still Spirited Away and Housewarming Castle. But I could see myself watching The Boy and the Heron over and over again, because it's just the quintessential Miyazaki film. And it's just him putting all of himself into the movie. Just who he is as a person, his philosophies, his imagination, his past. This is Miyazaki. I want to know what you think of this film. Just leave your answers in the comments down below. Like, what did you get it? Do you like the film? Just... honestly, if you saw the film, let me know in the comments down below. I am happy that it got a nomination for Best Animated Film. It honestly deserves it, because this is just peak Miyazaki, just being Miyazaki. But at the same time, I did kind of wish he'd retire after this film, because this felt like his swan song of a film. Like, this was just something that was just supposed to be a nice end to his career. The bastard will never retire, though! Miyazaki, we love you. Get some rest, King. King, get some rest. You deserve it. Bro. I bet it's just how worried he is about the future of Ghibli. I don't know. With changing up technologies, how they're expecting studios to turn 3D and probably replace everyone with AI and such. Bruh. But again, I want to know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Coming up next, I'm going to try my best to work on the top 10 list throughout the month. I do apologize for late videos. This is just my schedule between December and January. They need me in my job. It's open every day. It's our busiest time of the year. Pray for me. Thank you all so much for watching. More awesome videos will be on the way, so stay tuned, Anime America. Bye! We love you, Miyazaki. Get some rest, King.
And the Golden Globe goes to The Boy and the Heron.